Assalamu alaikum. Hello guys, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. Today I will explain about the epithelial tissue, their classification. I will make the video two parts. This is part one because the video will be a little bit long if I do it all in the same. So it will be long and a little bit boring. As a student for the first year, I will explain the basics of epithelial, and you will study uh, some of other things in the lectures in details. Okay, epithelial form continuous sheet of cells that line the internal surface and cover the external surface of the body. As I said, it's the outermost layer of the tissue. Beneath the connective tissue is what's called the connective tissue. Okay, connective tissue, as I said, which is loose and has ground substance, okay, or ECM, extracellular matrix, but in epithelial we don't have it, or we have a very little. Okay, I explained about the difference in other past videos. In connective tissue we have fibers, and I explained their types. In epithelial we don't have fibers. Okay, so I explained about a lot of things. Epithelial, as I said, is the outer layer of any tissue. It's selective barrier that protects the tissue, and it's often involved in absorption or basement membrane and epithelium from underlying connective tissue. Okay, it has a work of absorption. Okay, absorbing means taking in. Okay, epithelia are classified based on the criteria. Okay, the classification of epithelial tissue. I don't like numbering so much, that makes me tired in writing. So if we come to layers, there are two: simple and compound. So simple, it means it's only one layer. Okay, one layer of epithelia. But compound, two, three, it may be a lot of layers. But if we come to the safe surface of the cells, they are divided, the shape or the surface of the cells, they are divided into three: squamous, cuboidal, and columnar. Okay, we have some things that are specializations. Okay, means special cell types have those. For example, cilia, microvilli, keratin, or goblet cells. Okay, what's keratin? Or I'll explain about keratinized epithelium in part 2. Okay, I'll explain about the keratinized epithelial, cilia, and microvilli and sterocilli in other videos. So we have some special types. For example, the skin has the outer layer called keratin. Okay, it's a dead layer. Or goblet cells. Goblet cells are cells which release mucin. Okay, which release mucus. We can say mucus are found in the, for example, in the intestine. Okay, so this is the classification of epithelial cell. This is the classification of epithelial cell. So we have the cell membrane, nucleus. Here is written the structure of the cell. So those are some pictures of them. So cilia we have here. We have microvilli. This is the cilia. So cilia is longer than microvilli. Simply, I will explain it in other videos. In part 2 of the video, I will explain about cilia and microvilli. This is simple columnar epithelial and stratified squamous. I will explain all in part 2. This is just a general overview of it. Okay, so epithelial cells are polarized depending on their upper part, left, right. Okay, so what's the apical surface? Face is the lumen or the external environment, so it's the upper part. We can call it the head. Okay, the head of the epithelial cell. Okay, microvilli, cilia, sterocilia are located in the apical surface. Okay, lateral surface faces the sides of the adjunct cells. They're divided into some junctions, tight junctions, adherent junctions or zonula, you can say to the junctions, desmosomes, and gap junctions, and there are some synonyms of them such as zonula occludens, adherent junction, zonula adherents, or we can say desmosomes are called macula adherents, and gap junctions. So we have the basal surface, so we can say it's the bottom of the cell, it's the down part of the cell, attached to the basement membrane or hemidesmosomes, okay? Basement membrane hemidesmosomes. So, types of epithelia, I'll explain about 3 of them now, and the other video I will continue them, okay? Here we can see simple columnar epithelium first. By the name, we know they are divided into columns, so they are columnar in shape. I'll explain you how to recognize them. So columnar epithelial consists of a single layer of cells that are taller than they are wide, okay? So this epithelium is often associated with absorption or secretion, as all epithelial cells do. So simply consists of a single layer of epithelium because it's simple. If we say simple, you should say single layer. But if we say compound is more than one layer. So as you see here, it's just one layer, and beneath it is the connective tissue. Okay, here we have a slide. This is called simple ciliated columnar epithelium. Why? Because we have cilia in our picture. I'll explain it now. So yeah, this epithelium is often associated with absorption or secretion. Okay, so what they secrete, I will explain about this now. Here we have a cell which looks like armut. Okay, it looks like armut, or avocado, something like that. It's called the goblet cell. Okay, the goblet cell. So what's the function of goblet cell? Simply releases mucin. So mucin, as I said, for example, the intestine. Okay, mucin or mucus are liquid-like structures are released from the goblet cells. So what's the function of the goblet cell? Simply, it releases what's called mucin. So it's located in the upper part of the epithelial layer, okay, and it releases the mucin to the outermost to the external environment, okay. It's recognized easily. So as you see, it looks like an armut, and it's large, eosinophilic. So here we have the columnar cells. Columnar cells, as I said here, a single cells that are taller than they are wide. So their tall is more than their wide. So their height, we can say, it's more than their wideness. Okay. Here the nucleus appears large and oval, tall and oval. Okay. This is the columnar. You can see it. It looks like columns. I will try to draw it. I will try my best to draw on it. Yeah, as we see, like that, columns of epithelia. As you see, those are column-like structures. Okay, as you see, this is the nucleus. This part is called the basal cell. Okay, because it's the down part. Those are the basal cells. So because it's the down part. Okay, so, and this is the connective tissue. The downmost part is the connective tissue beneath the epithelial tissue. So, second type, we will come to simple squamous epithelial tissue. So as I said, simple means it's one layer. Squamous epithelial consists of single layer of flattened cells. They are flattened. The thinnest of these cells facilitates the transfer of materials, example gases, fluids, or nutrients. So here we have an example of simple squamous. They are elongated. They look like elongated actually. They are squamous. You know, the nucleus is elongated. It looks like elongated. So here is a tissue of a lung. Okay, example of lung tissue, but you don't need to know it now. I will explain all about this body systems and the tissues separately. So yeah, as you see here we have here we have simple squamous epithelial. Be careful guys, simple squamous epithelial. So why we say simple? Because it's one layer. If it was more than one layer, we should say compound. Okay, simple squamous epithelial. Here it's written, this is the alveoli of the lung. Okay, so how we know this is the alveoli? Simply it's just white, it's empty. So this is air in the lung. Sorry, so this is the air in the lung. Okay, the air in the alveoli, sorry, I mean, and alveoli are parts of the lung. Okay, those are the air, and this is the simple squamous epithelial tissue. We will come to simple cuboidal epithelial tissue. Their cuboidal epithelial consists of single layers of cuboidal cells. This epithelium is often associated with absorption, secretion, or extraction of waste materials. So here we have example of a cuboidal, simple cuboidal epithelia. So how we know it's cuboidal? It's very easy. They have a regular shape, okay, regular shape, and a regular round nuclei, not oval or flattened, or such as the elongated and flattened, such as the squamous or the other type. So here, as we see, they are attached together as all epithelia, and they are cuboidal. They look like cubes, so they are irregular, and they have the nucleus is mostly located in the middle. Okay, it's easy to recognize as you see here. This is an oil immersion magnification of the tissue, and it's stained, of course. So as I said, the nucleus is round and easily seen. So thank you for watching. Hope you get benefit.